guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to share a super healthy, super yummy recipe for my peanut butter and jam like granola bar or oat bar or whatever you want to call them. These are super easy to make. They are super delicious. You can do a bunch of them and keep in the fridge or in the freezer. It depends on which consistency you want them in. And then you can just take them out and have them whenever you want to have like a healthy treat or maybe just like a snack in the middle of the day. These contains no gluten, no dairy. They are completely no-bake bars and they contain no artificial sugar or sweeteners. So all the sweetness in these bars are coming from the dates and a little bit from just a tiny bit of honey. So this is how they are looking, and I'm gonna taste one now. They are looking absolutely delicious. So good. Really so good. And I can say that I have finished the box. I filmed this recipe yesterday and I have already finished the box. So that is how good these were. If you do want to see how I did these bars, just stay tuned. But before we jump into the recipe, I just want to give a little reminder that if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and be a part of my YouTube family here. And with that being said, I'm not gonna hold you any longer, so let's jump right into this recipe. So the ingredients we need for this recipe, and I'm not measuring everything exactly, but more or less this is like a 1/4 cup of homemade peanut butter. You can use any nut butter you want. This is 1 tablespoon of coconut flour and just a little bit of raw honey there. 1/2 cup of rolled oats. You're gonna need some chia seed, some dates, raspberries. These are frozen, but I'm gonna boil them. This is 1 teaspoon of raw cacao powder, and you're gonna need coconut oil and some more honey. So first we're gonna start by doing our jam. So we're gonna put these raspberries to a boil, and we're gonna add in some chia seeds, and I'm not measuring out exactly how much chia seeds I'm gonna use. And we're gonna boil it with some water, so let's start with that one. So what I've done basically is I have put the raspberries in a little bit of water and made them boil just a little bit. And now I'm gonna add in the chia seeds, and I'm just gonna freestyle here. And what we want is this to thicken up a little bit so it becomes more like a jam. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in the fridge to let it sit and cool, so it's going to be more thick than this. So I have put the dates with just a little tiny splash of water in the mixer, and we're going to mix it until they are smooth. Let's see if it's So here is the dates now, and I just roughly mixed them. And here I'm gonna add in the oats, and I think I was a little bit skeptical with the measuring 1/2 cup. I think I'm gonna need more than this, so let's see. So this is how it looks after 1/2 cup, so I think I'm gonna add in a 1/4 cup more. So totally I have added in 3/4 cups of oats. So this is the consistency you are looking for. So add in as much oat as you want, and this should be the consistency. So kind of thick but not dry. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put this on a parchment paper, and I'm basically just gonna use my hands and squeeze it out until it's like kind of thin but not too thin, so it looks something like this. And then I'm just cutting off the edges of the parchment paper and transferring it into a pan. Sorry, I don't have my tripod, so that is why I'm trying to film this anyhow, because I did want to get this recipe up for you guys. So just transferring it in here. I have mixed together the peanut butter, the little bit of honey, and the coconut flour that was in this bowl. And now I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put it on, my God, it's hard to do with one hand. I'm gonna put it on the parchment paper, and I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing. So what I'm looking for is the same shape as this one. So just press it out on another piece of parchment paper, and it's easiest to do with your fingers. I don't like to use my fingers when I'm cooking or baking, but I promise you that it's way much easier to do this with your fingers. So this is the consistency we're looking for. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this jam put it on top of our date and oat mixture. And make sure that you have a little bit left that we're going to use on top, so don't use all of it here in this layer. And here is our peanut butter dough. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, as I cannot do it with I cannot do this with one hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out. You see it's getting loose from the parchment paper. I'm just going to transfer it on top of the jam there. Here is the result, and it did break a little bit when I was losing it, so I had to do a little puzzle to get it back together, but it doesn't matter because we're going to top it with chocolate anyhow and some more of this raspberry. So what I've taken here is just a tablespoon of coconut oil, and this one is flavor free, and just a little dash of honey. If you like this sweeter, you can take more honey or any other sweeteners that you have. Transfer it in the microwave, and I'm just gonna have it for a few seconds. You see it's melted. So now I'm gonna add the raw cacao powder in here and just mix it. If you want to, you can also just heat up some dark chocolate and use. I like to do this way because I don't like the added sugar that is in the dark chocolate ones, the options you can buy. And if it's too liquidy, this is more or less maybe a little bit too liquidy, just add in some more cacao powder. So that is what I'm gonna do. So this is more the consistency we're looking for, not too runny and not too thick. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna put it on top of our peanut butter and jelly mixture here. And I am just more or less going to cover the whole top area here. So when it's all nice and covered, you can just have some decorations of this. And this is maybe a little too thick now, so I need to add a little more water because otherwise it's going to be too hard. Because now we want it a little more liquidy, so we can spread some decoration on top. And then we're just spreading some decoration. Oh. Easier said than done. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna put this in the freeze for about 1 hour or so, and then we're gonna cut this baby up. So, see you in an hour. I now have the tripod, and it's been in the freezer for about an hour now. Let's take it out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut it into pieces, and I think I'm gonna do like bars out of it, like smaller bars. So maybe like this will do. So you can make these in any sizes you want. Oh, it's a little uneven with the raspberry topping here, but what can we do? So let's take out one piece. Wow, that looks so yummy. That really looks so yummy and so delicious.